And I took the little headphones out. So maybe it's better now. Maybe you can hear me better. Been having some technical difficulties today with sound. I just did the Seven Sisters Festival and my sound was a bit wonky. Even after I thought I like perfected the Zoom setup for myself with all these online offerings that I've been doing these past couple of months. So yeah, hopefully you can all hear me better, whoever's there, whoever's not there. Um, I don't even know what I was talking about before. I got just, I don't know. Do you know what I was talking about, Sean? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I was talking about grief and how it's just opened me and how I'm still discovering what it means to live my life unapologetically. It's like, am I willing to keep on loving even though there's so much fear of losing the things that I love, you know? And I feel like that's one of the gifts that this time has given me. One of the gifts that my dad, my precious papa, Enzo, yeah, it's one of the gifts, so many gifts that he keeps on giving. Just really reminding me to live and to love unapologetically, even though there's always a risk. There's always a risk. There's always a risk of having our hearts broken. And yeah, losing my dad it's broken my heart into so many pieces. Though what I've been learning is that this heart is so vast in its capacity to love. And yeah, getting back to grief, that's like some of the readings that I've done. I've been really fascinated with learning more about grief and that we can really only grieve that which we love. And the best way to honor the things that we lose is by grieving them. They go hand in hand. The grief and the honoring, the grief and the praise, is Martin Pertel speaks about in some of his books. And so, yeah, like I'm really curious what life could be like if I allow myself to like lean in to that fear of loving again and again and again and again, rather than walking around the world so guarded or kind of like half there, but half not, like one foot in the door, one foot ready to run, in my relationships or with the earth, like there's so much to grieve. It's almost like all of the struggles and all of the suffering that we're encountering right now is just, I feel like it's just life, God or whatever you want to call it, just kind of chipping away at this like concrete walls that we've built. Obviously, we live in concrete jungles. We've like, taken down forests to build strip malls. I had a real meltdown the other day in here, like day 4 or something. I was on a call with my housemates and, hey, mama. And you just missed, I had a whole talk on dad, but you'll see that after my mom's here. I love her so much. I had this meltdown with my housemates on the other line because I was just feeling a lot. And one of the things that really pissed me off is like they're bringing me every day, they bring me these little trays full of food. The food's okay, I'll say, I'll admit. It's better than I anticipated. But everything is in these little plastic Tupperwares, and every single person in this building is getting these little plastic Tupperwares, and they're not recycling anything because obviously we might be COVID infected. So everything just goes into the rubbish, and it just, yeah, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart how this is just such a reflection of the way that we kind of like put it out over there. Like, oh, let me just throw it out. I don't want to touch it. And like, what, why don't we want to be touched? Why don't we want to be touched? And despite COVID, like I know, of course, nobody wants to get COVID and we want to protect our loved ones. And I won't even go into the whole pandemic story because, this is Facebook and I'm in quarantine. Who knows who's watching? Um, so why don't we, as a whole, like why? And I'm just speak about myself. Like why haven't I allowed myself to be touched by life, touched by love, touched by others? It's almost like, and that's what really inspires me about these lives. It's like I want to invite myself and my friends and the people who come on to visit with me here. Like I really want to invite them to like take off the masks and like, can we be beacons of vulnerability? I know it's like such a buzzword these days, vulnerability. Brene Brown, she's such a popular, beautiful writer who's like done so much in the field of vulnerability. And it's like, it's our ability. It's such a strength. I feel like being vulnerable is more courageous than being guarded. Walking through life with our hearts open, with our bellies out, or like our soft bellies unprotected, is so much more courageous than wearing our armor. And I want to know a world. I want to know a world that doesn't need to armor itself. And I want to be a beacon of that. And in some ways, this is my practice ground, like who knows? Who watches, who doesn't, who judges, who doesn't. I'm really learning to not care anymore. Because I have a vision, I have a prayer. I have such a deep prayer that our children and our children's children we might leave them a world where they don't have to be guarded. They don't have to protect themselves because it's a safe place. We are creating a safe place for us, for all of Earth's children to live. And that starts here. That starts right here. It starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with us, within our communities, within our families. And I swear, like being at home these past 3.5 months in the States with my mom, like it took me maybe like a month and a half to really bear my feelings in her presence because I was afraid. I didn't want to overwhelm her. I didn't want to add to her own grief, So I was kind of like, when she would go out, or I would ask her to leave so I could just like pound some fucking towels and move some anger, or just sob or call one of my housemates and like wail. And then one of the greatest gifts towards the middle and end of my stay was just really being able to cry together and really hold one another in our sadness, in our loss, and in our love. And I swear I got closer. I saw my brother and my niece and my nephew more in the past 3.5 months than I probably have in 20 years. It's like it was such a homecoming. I feel so much more whole and so much more complete, and like whole in the sense that like I feel like I've healed. I feel so healed in the sense that like this grief, this has given me and my family such a deep opportunity to connect in such beautiful ways and really love each other and support each other. Because my dad was such a pillar. He was like, the Italian families, like, the Don was my dad. Everybody loved him. Such a stellar human, such a stellar human. His blood runs in my veins, and I feel that, and I know that now, and I got to experience him. Like I had a few ceremonies when I was in the States on plant medicine. Some of you know it's a real big part of my spiritual path, working with sacred plants. And yeah, just so often in those experiences, I would just feel my dad be like, "Hey, babe," like mostly when I would be freaking out or crying. He's just like right here. It's like I've got this amazing angel, this amazing protector that I can just feel him. These wings, like you probably can't see them because they're in white and they're not complete yet. But it's like before I left, like at the beginning of quarantine, I began a tattoo. I've got white owl wings that is in progress, and obviously COVID hit, so I haven't been able to complete them, which was perfect because I feel like going to the States and experiencing what I've experienced has really allowed me to like embody that totem for myself. And then hopefully when I return to Melbourne, the restrictions I hear are coming down as of 11:59 tonight. I'll be able to go visit my tattoo artist and get these wings completed. The owl for me really signifies that courage to traverse the unknown, the darkness, because there's this light inside of us, this light inside of me, and I feel like my dad is now this like, not to be cliche, but like the wind, the wind that's like holding these wings, that's helping me to fly through the unknown. Hey there, Rudy. Nice to see you, brother. It's been a while. Yeah, and so that's that's really what I've got today. I'm an ambassador for living life beyond the mask, behind the mask. What's the soft, squishy underbelly, that's behind or beneath our armor? And what, yeah, like how much richer could our lives be if we actually embraced our grief and embraced our sadness, because sadness equals love. It's like they're like this two sides of the same coin, and I wanna love. Oh, I just wanna love to my fullest capacity. Like, I just want to embrace the whole world, and I just embrace all of myself and embrace everything, because that's what we are. That's what I am. I'm like an embodied fractal of the whole of this one grand organizing design. So yeah. Yeah, and I really and I want playmates. I want playmates, because when we're tender, when we're vulnerable, that's when like we want to kind of be close and connect and cuddle and hold each other close, and fuck, isn't it the time now? Isn't it the time now to hold each other close? Yeah. So I invite you to create that world with me where we can hold each other close and let our armor and our shields down, and let the truth of our being, like the truth of our being, just like be what paints the reality that we're creating together. I know I get really cheesy and really excited, but hey, love me or leave me. I love me. And I know I'm surrounded by so much love. And I'm so grateful. So thank you for showing up with me here. Thank you for witnessing my squishy underbelly. It's taken a long time. It's taken a lot of chipping away, a lot of heartbreak. Though it's all been worth it. It's all been worth it. Bless your day.